Do you guys want me to close the garage door or keep it open? Keep it open? Okay, fine. Yeah, I mean this is brighter with the door being open. And then, alright, let's start. So, what are we going to learn today? Where is Arav, Advik? I have not seen Arav yet. Arav is here? Okay, yeah, I can see Arav now. So, we have Arav, Aryahi, Advik, Dikshita, Suhina, Nihan, Sandin, Surin, Shaurya. Sri Lakshmi is Suhina only, right? No. Sri Lakshmi is who?
Sorry, sir, I just forgot to change the name because this is my mom.
Sami, okay, sorry. You were on video that till that time it was okay, and then I forgot.
Can I rejoin, sir?
Yes, please, not a problem. We have Arihan, then we have Vasundhara. So let's get started. So in the previous class, we talked about different tools and techniques for statistics for representation of data. So Abhiram, you missed a couple of classes. So just for you to be on the same page, statistics is a subject in math which is primarily meant for dealing with data. Okay? Everything is data. You wearing glasses, I wearing glasses, my power being different from you, your power being different from me. Your power is a data, my power is another data. Everybody wearing different size of t-shirt, everybody liking different color of t-shirt is data, it's information. How we capture this information, everybody having different age, different liking of subject, different family background, different address, everything is data. Every information around us is data. How we collect the data, how do we organize the data, and how do we represent the data. All these things are covered as part of the subject called statistics. So you will not learn about any interesting calculation. What you will learn is collection of data, thinking about data, representing data, and how that data can be meaningful for somebody. How data can be meaningful for somebody. Let's say somebody is a CEO of a company and he has 5,000 people working in his company. And he or she will not have enough time to sit, okay, Adya is one employee, Biren is another employee, Sandhi is another employee, Abhiram is another employee, Dikshita is another employee. Let's look at every information now. He or she would want to get a snapshot, okay. I have 5,000 people, 500 people in the role of manager, 2,000 people in the role of, let's say, hard-working associates, 20 people as executives, 50 contractors. How do I, if he or she has to distribute money or increase everybody's salary, how to decide? He or she will look at the data in the form of a table. So that is what we learned in the previous class, where we talked about bar chart, scatter plots, line graph, pie chart, all those are tools, and when you watch the video of the previous classes, it will be easy for you to follow. If there is something bothering you, bother me. Yeah? Alright. So everybody remembers, right? Sandin, Sulin, Aryahi, Suhina, everybody, right? Yes, Arav.
So what we not independent work, hypothesis, incarnate statistics.
I totally got lost. You have to say it one more time.
Independent variables of science.
So Arav, wait. There's some problem with the mic also. I cannot hear you very clearly. So come closer to the mic. Try shouting at me maybe.
So
Is it only me who's not able to hear well, or everybody else?
I can't get it.
You cannot hear him, Advik? Then I'm not I'm sorry, Beta?
Really well, I can't hear.
You can't hear. Okay, then I'm not making it up, right? So Arav, you will have to Yeah, Rehan?
Yeah, maybe you could text it in the chat.
Let's see. Yeah. So, Arav, I mean, if you have a question, please text it. If you're repeating what I'm saying, then it may not be needed. If you have a question, please shoot your question real quick so that I don't ignore your question before moving on. Okay? All right. Sorry, beta. Technology is bigger than me. Yeah, okay. Let me see what Arav is saying. Would independent or dependent variables be considered in statistics? I hope you can hear me. So here's the question he's asking. Would dependent or independent variables be counted in statistics? What do we mean by dependent variables? Or what do we mean by independent variables? Let's look at the English. Yes. Anybody. What do you mean by dependent variables or independent variables? Okay. Okay, let's break it down. Dependent. Anybody can explain? Sandin, Celine, Yasundhara, anybody, okay? See, my English is poor. Because I'm a math teacher, why would I focus on English much? No, I'm just kidding. So, I'm not saying, I'm saying if I'm not understanding the question, if somebody has understood it, please explain that to me. What do you mean by dependent or independent variable? Advik, any clue?
Can you repeat that?
What do we mean by independent or dependent variables?
Well, independent variables, like in the name, it depends on the independent variable. Does the independent variable can stand by itself?
Yes, Sadia.
So, like, kind of like what Andre said, but they can also change the value of the independent variable.
So I'll be very honest with you guys, okay? I had not come across these terms, dependent or independent variable. But I strongly believe English is the mother of math. So I just looked at the English part of it. Dependent variable, meaning when two variables are dependent on each other. Independent variable, this guy doesn't care what is y, what is z, what is s, what is t. Yeah? Makes sense? Only look at the English part of it, as long as we can relate the English meaning. When you say dependent variable, something, it's dependent on something. This is a classic example. When x is dependent on y, or y is dependent on x. If you increase x, y changes. If you decrease x, y changes as well. So y is dependent on x, or x is dependent on y in this situation. But here, this guy has got nirvana. It doesn't care. Yeah? X is 5. X is 5. What happened? All okay? Okay. So, am I making sense to everybody? Arav, at least since this was a point that you were asking, so that's why I'm relating it. Now your question is, does it depend on independent or dependent variable? Why would it not? Statistics has nothing to do with variables. Statistics is all about data, whether it's coming from dependent variable, independent variable, nice variable, bad variable, doesn't matter. It's a data. For statistics, it is just data. It organizes data, massages data, represents data, so that somebody can make some meaning out of it. Yes, Arav?
So, but when a variable, if I have an independent or independent variable, what is that graph of the
Let's not mix two things here. Okay? See, we talked about line graph, we talked about pie chart, bar chart, all those things, right? When you have different pieces of data, how do you represent it? Now, when you're talking about graphing, when you're talking about let's say dependent variable. We are talking about linear equation or a quality equation. That graphs differently. If I'm talking about salary of employee, I will rather use a bar chart for plotting it than trying to plot a parabola. Yeah? Does it make sense? So here when you look at parabola, you're talking about something like this. If a CEO looks at a parabola to decide how to distribute the salary increase among its employees, I'm sure he'll be more confused than me. Because what the CEO is wanting to know, okay, what are different types of employees I have, whom I want to care more, whom I want to give more increase, whom I can afford to give less increase, who are the ignored part of my employee base, whom I need to care more. This parabola will not tell that story. Okay? So now coming back to the point, statistics is a story. Statistics builds a story from the data so that it can make some sense. Right? Is that okay? Nihan, is that digestible after a break? Okay? Alright. So let's start with one question. One of you had asked me to explain a question. So let me do that, and then we will talk about the topic that we wanted to cover today. Is that okay? Now let's look at that question. What is this question all about? And again, I would want you guys to keep in mind that statistics is the easiest of all the subjects. As long as your eyesight is okay, you don't need a powerful glass like me, you should be all fine. It's just about relating to the information that you see in the form of some reports. So let's look at that. So the question was this, okay? The question was about a table. Everybody here, don't worry about the t-shirt for now. It says, it's about a hospital, okay? Where it says, this table says, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, 5 and day 6. Okay? Number of patients. Okay? Male patients and female patients. This table gives you the information about the number of patients coming to the hospital every day, and this is information only for 6 days. Day 1, how many male and female patients came? 2, 5. Day 2, how many patients came? 5 and 5. So 5 male and 5 female patients came on day 2. Day 3, how many patients came? 9 male and 5 female. Okay. Day 4, 11 male and 14 female. Day 5, 5 male, 7 female. Day 6, 15 male and 9 female. This is a table given to us that how many patients visited the hospital every day who were, and they are categorized into male and female category. Right? Is that okay so far? This is the question, this is the third question, right? Where there was some doubt that was to be clarified. And then right next to this table there was a graph here. 4, 8, 12. This says how many people, and here day 1, day 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? it says draw a double line graph using this data. Now here, if you look at day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, male and female, there are two categories. So if I draw against the days, I will have one line for male and one line for female. Let's look at let's use blue for male, and I don't have a pink one, so I'll use red for female. Okay. So if I'm trying to draw for female, okay. First day, how many female came? 5. Second day, 5. First day, 5. So it will be somewhere here. Second day also 5. Okay. Second day also 5 here. Third day, again 5. What is going on? Fourth day, 14. So fourth day, 14. See. Fifth day, 7. Fifth day, 7. 8, 7. It will be somewhere here. Sixth day, 9. So this is the red one is for representing the graph for female. Look at this. And then the blue one is for male. So let me use the blue one. So male, first day 2. First day 2 here. Second day 5. Second day 5 went here. Same point it touched. Third day 9. Third day 9. Fourth day 11. Fourth day 11. Fifth day 5. Sixth day 15. So if I join the blue ones, what you see here is, I mean, look at this data. Every day, how many male and how many female people, patients came to the hospital. That's what is plotted. That's what is given in the table. And then says use the double line graph to plot it. What we did was the blue one is representing the male. Every day, how many people came. This is number of days, and this is the count. Blue one is representing male, and the red one is representing female. Yeah. Now let's look at the question. This part is okay, right? Is everybody with me? Everybody on the screen with me? Arav, Advik, Thansi, Arihan, everybody, right? Oh, Dikshita? Shaurya, no problem? Okay. Now let's see. Did I do anything fancy? No. I just had the data. I read this data. Okay. Day 1, day wise, how many male, how many female? Okay, fine. So we picked up blue color for male and red color for female. So we have double line graph. These are called line graph. Since we have two line graphs, it's called double line graph. Yeah. Srina, Sami with me? What is that? Was there a question? Yeah, Dikshita. Other question? No? Okay. Alright. So this part is okay, right, so far? Now let's look at the questions. It says, how many patients were admitted on day 5? I'm repeating the question. From this table, from this graph, it says, how many patients were admitted on day 5? Any guess?
12.
12. Where did Ariyahi go? Yep. 12. Where's Ariyahi? Ariyahi is missing. I don't see her. Oh, Ariyahi is here. Yep. Okay. Okay. So I request all the kids to keep their videos on, so that, I mean, unless you are in a situation where you cannot turn it on, or you have not taken bath for 3 days. I'm just kidding. Alright. So first question says, how many patients were admitted on day 3? Day 5, sorry. Day 5. And the answer I got was 12. Because it said how many patients. We are not doing anything fancy, we are just reading the information. How many patients? It did not say male or female. So everything is together. That's how I got the answer is 12. Sami, Sreena with me? Tansi with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And everybody is with me only. I mean, I have no doubt about it. I'm just checking. Okay. Sami, you're with me? You're with me. Just here. Right next to me. All right. I'm sorry, Vita?
I couldn't do that because my dad put down on work.
No, I could not hear you, Vita.
I couldn't do that each
Okay, that's fine. So that's why, see, again, interestingly, when it comes to statistics, you don't have to do anything. There's no calculation. It's about our ability to read that information. And from this information, again, I'll give you guys a very relatable example. We are not solving any problem. We just have this table, we plotted it here. That's it. Now let me look at the second question. How many more male than female patients were admitted on day 5 and day 6? I'm reading it one more time. How many more male than female patients? How many more male than female patients were admitted on day 5 and day 6? How do you interpret that? I'm reading it one more time. How many, okay, this is all about English, okay? How many more male than female patients were admitted on day 5 and day 6? Yes, Talsi.
Do I have to tell you the answer or should I tell how I did it?
Tell me the answer first, then I will let others also tell the answer before I let you explain.
Was it how many more male patients than female patients on day 5 and 6?
I will not say yes or no. I will read the line one more time for you guys. Again, I mean just to make sure that you guys are thinking that way. How many more male than female patients were admitted on day 5 and 6? Yeah.
4.
Okay. How about you? 8? Okay. Let's see, that's interesting. If I have more answers, that means there are more options. Yes, Tansi.
4.
Okay, you also think 4? Okay, anybody else? Yes, sorry.
Day 3 right here.
Sorry, Vita?
On day 3 right here.
Point number 2.
Hmm?
No. What was your question, Vita?
Like, how many more male patients were admitted on day 3 right?
No, day 5 and 6.
Okay, because I couldn't hear you.
Okay. Yeah, so how many more male than female patients were admitted on day 5 and 6? Yes. Yes, Shaurya.
I just say this 4.
You think 4. How about you, Aryahi?
4 too.
4. How about you, Dikshita?
4 too.
Shannon and Celine?
4. I'm going to change my answer.
Okay. Shannon and Celine also 4. Arihan?
4.
4. Arav?
4.
Nihan? 4. So it seems like everybody is trying to gang up against me and say, give one answer. How about you, Vita? Sanvi?
I don't know.
You don't know? It's okay. It's okay. We'll look at it. Any thoughts? No thoughts? How come? So, again, this is easy peasy, okay? Listen to me now. So, the question says, how many more male than female patients? So, basically, were admitted on day 5 and 6. So, basically, first we have to find out how many patients were admitted on day 5 and 6 and how many more patients, more male patients than female patients. So, basically, we are trying to find out how many patients were first added on day 5 and day 6, who were male and female both, and then it says how many more male, meaning probably the male patients are more. So day 5 and 6, how many patients were added? 5 plus 15, 20. 20 male. And how many female patients were added? 7 plus 9 is 16. How many more male patients? It's a difference. Yeah. How many male patients were there? 20. How many female patients were there? 16. How many more male were added than female? 20 plus 16.
I thought that math was a 5.
There is a serious problem. Now, kids are challenging me for how I am writing 9. And this is not the first time I'm hearing it. This is Myra who told me today, but I write 9 in a hurry and it looks like 5. And this, I've heard this probably 5 times. I'll make sure that I start writing 9 better going forward, okay? Yeah? This looks better? I'm sorry?
That looks like a G.
So that's a bigger problem there. Okay, someone. As long as it's legible, it's okay. Alright. So is Sami, Suhina, Arab, Advik, Sharia, everybody okay? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I will not go further into it. Net, what I was trying to summarize here was that any statistics problem that you talk about, it is all about reading the data, organizing the data, representing the data, so that somebody can make meaningful interpretation from the data. Okay? Yeah. You will see that now. I'm not sure about you guys. I know you guys also have your scorecard, right? Where you have subject-wise marks. What are the total marks? How much you received? How much you got? Which category it belongs to? Met expectation, exceeded expectation, and then there is a sum at the end. And this, okay. Based on this, you are here, right? Percentile or whatever. So it's all about data. All right. Now, let's forget about statistics. I am tired of statistics. Let's move on. And let's talk about something more interesting. Myra, can I ask you to go and get my wallet? I'm not going to distribute money. I'm going to talk about something that I have in my wallet. Alright? So today we are going to talk about personal...
Belongings.
what is that?
Belongings.
Not blockage, it's called personal financial literacy. Yeah? Yes or yeah? Okay. So guys, stop playing with emojis, that's not great. That creates distraction. So when we talk about personal financial literacy, it's a very important thing when you guys are growing with time. When you go from middle school to high school, then to college, join a job, you will end up dealing with a lot of things which will be very interesting, very practical, and very relatable. So let me start with this. You guys see, I have 2 cards from Bank of America. One has a debit card written on it, one has a credit card written on it. Can somebody tell me what is the difference, basic difference between the two? Yeah?
That's a MasterCard.
That's a MasterCard, that's a Visa card. Okay, anything more than that?
For the debit card, it takes money directly out of your bank, and for the credit card, you borrow money from the bank and pay it back.
Okay, let's see what Tansi wants to say. What is the basic difference between credit card and debit card?
A debit card is when you have your own money inside the account and you can spend your own money.
Okay,
When your credit card is when you get like, I think it's like credit score or something.
Okay.
And also you borrow money from the bank and
Okay.
you have to pay at the end of the month how much you have to spend.
Okay, let's see what Suhina has to say.
So a debit card is where you save up money, you keep it in an account, and you use your own money. And a credit card is where you use the bank's money to spend.
Okay, and okay, Sandrine, Celine, any thoughts?
A debit card is when if you spend an amount of
Nadia?
So a debit card you technically take loan from, a credit card you take loan from the bank and then pay by the end of the month. And if you don't pay, you have to end up paying more money in interest and all. The debit card is your own money that you make at sale in an account.
Okay. All right. So let's try understanding how things work. So I think you guys have fair understanding. Dixita, you were saying something. I probably did not let you speak. Yes, beta. Dixita, anything that you want to add?
I was about to say that credit card is where you take money from the bank, and debit card is where you take the money from your wallet.
Right. So let's first let's go back to history. Probably 200 years ago. I think if you look at when was Wells Fargo established, it was probably 150 years ago. Close to 160 years ago. Long time ago, before we even had computers or even typewriters, forget about computers. Okay. So banks were formed long time ago. The reason being, nobody wanted to see. Let's say if somebody realized that okay, I have $2 million at home, what will happen? $2 million is a lot. And if people realize that I have $2 million at home, I am an easy picking for somebody who wants to make easy money. Right? They'll say, okay, this house, I'll find out from where I can enter. Maybe they'll find a window that they can break and come to get that money by threatening me, showing me even a fake knife. Give me the money. My life is more valuable than those $2 million, right? If I could manage to earn $2 million now, I can probably earn it in future also, if I'm alive, right? So I'll say, okay, fine, take this money and go. So that was the main reason. Nobody wanted to get into the hassle of securing the money or keeping the money with themselves, because that is risky. If I'm roaming around with $5,000 in my pocket and somehow it falls, I'm not going to get it back, because my name is not written on the note, right? If let's say Adya finds money, it is her. If I find Adya's money, that is mine. There's no way she can prove it, right? Nobody can prove it. But the debit card and credit card I was showing you guys, it had my name printed on it. That's the first safety. Nobody can go use my debit card or credit card just like that and claim that I am Virendra Kumar. Okay? So that's the first level of safety. So going back to the same concept, banks were brought into existence with the ideology that people don't want to keep their money with themselves. They want to keep that in a more secure place. That is how bank came into existence. And let's say if all of you are people and I am the bank, everybody will come and say, okay, I have $50, I have $200, I have $500, keep it with you. And bank had to maintain a record of that, right? Okay, that Abhiram gave $200, Sanvi gave $500, Maya gave $399, Adya gave $644, Arav and Adri gave $2,002, Dikshita gave $3,500, right? Or likewise. Sandin, Surin, how much you want to save in my bank?
$100.
Only $100. Okay, I'll manage. Yeah. So again, coming back to the point that banks were taking money, bank was becoming a secure system for keeping everybody's money safe. Okay. Now, when bank tries to save the money or secure the money, they will have to build those lockers, safe lockers, which comes for a cost. They might have to deploy security guards, whom they have to pay salary. So let's say Abhiram gave me $500 to keep with me. He would want this money to be back, 500, right? He would not say, okay, I'm giving you 500, give me 299 in future. He would not want to lose his money, right? You want to increase that. Same way, even if Sandy and Surin said $100 each, they will not agree for $99 in return, right? They would want it to be more, not less. Now the problem I have as a bank is, if I am getting $5,000 altogether from everybody, how do I make 5,000 as 7,000? or 5,500 because I have to pay salary to my security guard. I have to pay rent for the place where I'm keeping the money. I have to pay money for buying the lockers. Bank said, okay, fine. I will start lending this money to people. Let's say everybody gave money to me, okay? Sanvi did not. Sanvi said, no, I don't have money right now. Instead, I'm trying to buy a car. You have money, you pay me, I'll give you more than that. I'll give you some interest. And that became my interest. But okay, I am collecting money from everybody. I got $5,000. Sanvi wanted to lend that money, so I gave her $5,000 again, which I collected from everybody. That was not my money. I had collected from everybody else. Sanvi said she will give me $5,700, okay, in next 2 years. That was my motivation. So bank makes the money by creating a difference between how much they pay versus how much they get from others. Okay? Now we'll talk about that in more detail, but first thing first, banks came into existence for safely securing or saving the money for people. And then people who want to borrow money from the bank will take higher interest. Say, okay, fine. If Abhiram gave me $500, I'll say, okay, Abhiram, I'll give you interest. I'll give him only $505 maybe after 2 years. Okay? But when Sanvi came to borrow that same $500, which is not mine, Abhiram's money, I said, okay, I'll take $530 from you. So that $25 difference became the money that I could save as a bank, which I used for giving rent, which I used for buying stuff, which I used for paying salary to my security staff, to my employees and whatnot. Okay, yes, sir, yeah. You have a question.
So like in a credit card, when you take loans from the bank, don't you like have to build credit scores first so like the bank can like trust you to loan like higher amount of money?
You are maybe 5-6 steps ahead right now. We'll go step by step. Okay? So I'm starting with the basics, and that's what we do. So we're starting with the basics. The first thing is bank takes money from all of us, keeps it safe with them, and in a way whatever they end up spending for keeping it safe, that they make by getting extra money from people who borrow money from them. Now everybody has given money to me, I'm the bank. I have to maintain a record of that. And that record is maintained in a register. Okay? Saying person 1 gave me $20, person 2 deposited $300, person 3 deposited $800, likewise you have a register which says person 1 gave this much money on which day. Let's say date 1. Person 2 gave money on some other day. And you can keep on adding it, right? So same person will come next month and give another $500. So another entry for person 1 with $500 on this day. Okay? So that is how it maintains a register and says, okay, fine, you have this much money in your account. It maintains for every employee, every customer. Now you are keeping your money in the bank because you want it to be safe. Is everybody with me so far? Yep. So you wanted to keep your money safe, and bank is maintaining records of that. Whenever you are depositing money, it says, okay, fine, this much added, this much deposited, this much withdrawn, whatever. So they said, okay, fine. How do I withdraw money? They said, okay, I will give you a small booklet called a checkbook. Has anybody seen a checkbook? How does it look like? Yeah, everybody seen? It's like a small piece of paper which says this checkbook is given to Mr. Virendra Kumar. Okay, his account number is this. Okay, this is where he has to sign, and he has to mention how much money he wants to withdraw. Write in words and numbers also. That's it. So every time you open a bank account, they will say, okay, this is a checkbook which you can use for withdrawing money from the bank. Okay? And you can give this check to anybody. So I can write a check, say, okay, Virendra Kumar, this is checkbook for Virendra Kumar, say, okay, pay it to myself or pay it to, let's say, Adya. Okay? Then, okay, I'm giving $20 to Adya, so I have written a check for Adya saying Virendra Kumar with this account number, this signature amount for Adya. Okay? And when Adya takes that check, goes to her bank, say, okay, fine, this is not money, this is a check I have got from Mr. Virendra Kumar, please add this to my account. So she can take cash or she can take the check to deposit money or use that money. Okay. Now, so simple thing is, you have opened an account in the bank to keep your money safe and secure. Bank maintains a record of all your transactions and gives you a checkbook, say, okay, this you can use for withdrawing money or giving money to somebody. Okay. Let's say I have $50,000 in my account and I have to give $30,000 to somebody. Carrying 30,000 cash is not easy, right? It's risky also. Instead, I can say, okay, fine, I have to give 30,000 to somebody. I am writing a check for that person saying $30,000 in the name of this person. This is Virendra Kumar's account. Okay. What happened? Anybody? Okay. Everybody is here with me, right? Okay. So you can use the checkbook or checks for giving money to somebody, which is actually a means for withdrawing money from your account. You can do it for yourself or you can give to somebody who can withdraw for you. Okay? Now, check. Use that word check. Hear it loud and clear. That is why bank said, okay, fine. Let's say I become all of a sudden I got a lottery, I became super rich. Not yet, but let's say I become super rich. I have $100,000 in my bank. Okay, I'm just making it up. I don't have it yet. Okay, but let's say I have $100,000 in my bank. Bank says, I have a deal for you. You can. Is everybody with me so far? Nihan, Tansi, Aryahi, everybody? Sandy and Salim. Bank says, you have $100,000 with you. I will give you a deal. Okay? You will not use the entire 100,000, right? You will probably use 10,000 of it for your running expenses. So whatever is your running expenses, you can keep it in one place, one account, and extra money that you have, bank says, okay, 10,000 is what you want to spend every month, keep it here. Remaining 90,000, you keep it somewhere else where I'll give you higher interest. I'll give you more money. So here, let's say here, no interest. Because you are putting money, withdrawing money, putting money, withdrawing money. This is a moving money. Bank is not going to use it for giving it to somebody. But this money, bank can use for lending others and make more money out of it. So they say, okay, this is called checking account. And this is saving account. More money you keep in your saving account, more interest you will get. More money you will get from the bank in return. Because bank wants people to keep more money in the saving account so that they can lend more and make more money out of it. So every bank, when you open an account in the bank, they give you two options, checking account and saving account. The check that we talked about withdraws money from this account. The debit card that I showed you guys, that withdraws money from this account. This is the moving money. So in every bank, when you have two types of account, checking account and saving account, checking account is meant for daily usage, where bank says, okay, it's your fluid, liquid money which keeps moving in and out. I am not able to use this for any other reason, not for giving loan to anybody and make money out of it. So this money, more you keep in your checking account, it's okay, it's for you, you can use it. I'm not going to give you any interest for this one. Bank says my motivation is here. More money you keep in saving account, meaning these are immobile money, okay? You are not trying to withdraw this money that often. So bank says, okay, this is my money for short term, I will give loan to others and make money out of it. So that's the basic difference between saving account and checking account. Checking account, that's why it's called checking account, because you are using check for withdrawing money. Now in the when I was small, of your age, we did not have debit card. I remember my grandma used to give me a check. I will take that check, go to the bank, withdraw money, bring it home, so that that can be used for other household stuff. Nowadays, same grandma, she was surprised when she saw me with taking a card, putting in the machine and getting money out of it. And she was asking me, can you withdraw all the money that you have? I said, I can only withdraw how much I have in my account. I cannot withdraw others' money. So coming back to the point, all this banking thing that is transforming started with the same concept that people wanted to keep their money safe and secure with somebody who is designated for doing it, called bank. And as the banking process evolved, banks said that okay fine, you can split your money, your saving into two different accounts. This money is less moving money, which bank will use for giving loan to others, because bank doesn't have its own money. They are using our money for doing all the things that they want to do. Okay? And this is the moving money, which is kept in the account called checking account. Okay? So your checks, your debit card, everything withdraws money from the checking account. Let's say if you have in your checking account you have $5, in your saving account you have $2 million. You take your debit card, swipe it in the Walmart for $10, it will decline. It will say not enough fund, because bank has given you the debit card to only withdraw money from here. Even if you have $2 million here, you are falling short by $5 in this case, because your debit card can withdraw only money from checking account, not from the saving account. No matter how much money you have there, it will only let you withdraw money from checking account. Is that part clear? I know it might be sounding funny that I have $2 million here, I'm still struggling for $5, because that is how banks are. They are saying that you are using a debit card only for withdrawing money from checking account. You don't have money in checking account. You move some money from here to here, then you are good. Yeah. So we looked at checking account, saving account, the basic difference, and why banks came into existence. Is that part clear to everybody so far? Yeah? Okay. Let's move on. Now, see, it looks very simple to begin with. Okay, you have a checking account, you have a saving account, you can use check and checkbook, or you can use a debit card to withdraw money from here. Understood? Looks okay. Is life so very easy? Any guess? Is life very easy? Suddenly, when I said, is life very easy? I don't know, it's very difficult. You guys are still kids and you are finding life so difficult. Imagine how complicated or interesting it will get when you get to my age. Okay, let's. After 3 hours of standing, my bones sometimes start retaliating. So here, now I was saying that life is not easy. Let's keep that aside. Life doesn't get that difficult either. Now let's look at Suhina's account. I know Suhina is super rich, so I'm looking at Suhina's account. Suhina has a bank account. Okay, she has a checking account and a saving account, let's say with Chase Bank. Okay, and Suhina has kept. Let's say, Suhina, don't get me wrong, but I don't have insight into how much money you have in your account, but I'm just making it up. Okay, so Suhina has, let's say, $10,000 in her checking account and $60,000 in her saving account. Okay. But Suhina does lot of shopping. Every day she will go to Walmart, she will swipe her card, buy something. Again, in the evening, she decided to go buy ice cream, came home. Then she is very helpful. She went to, she said, okay, fine, I have few friends who need some money right now. They want to borrow money. Okay, she issued 4-5 checks for them. Every day she is doing 20 transactions because she has money. She has a lot of money. Now, that becomes a problem for the bank. Oh man, every half an hour she's doing something. Sometimes with the check, sometimes with the debit card. It's a big deal. That's why Swami was saying life is complicated. She was talking on behalf of the bank. So, Adya is thinking, how come Swami got to know about bank's complexity in life? I was thinking, don't worry about it, okay? I make up stories, okay? I want you guys to become a good storyteller as well. So now, what bank says is, I will maintain each and every transaction in something called cash register or check register. We call it check register, okay? Because more transactions are happening in checking account, right? That is where you are doing your swiping your card, issuing cash, buying things from Walmart, then from Target, then from Patel Brothers, then again from some restaurant. Not transaction. It says, okay, fine. I don't have to worry. It's a simple calculation. Let's say day one, when Suhina put $10,000 in an account. So, says, okay, withdraw, or let me say deposit first. Deposit, withdrawal. On which date? Which place? Using check or debit card. See, Suhina deposited $10,000. She has $10,000. On day 2 or day 1 itself, you swiped her card at Walmart to buy $50 stuff. And there is a remaining balance. Okay? So initially she had $10,000. She has withdrawn $50. This cash register updates. Okay, now she has $9,950. She again swiped. This time she used a check of $200. She gave it to her another friend of hers. $9,750 on some date. I'm not putting the date, but yeah. So every transaction, what was the initial balance, what is the final balance, how the money was used, withdrawn, using check or debit card, which place, on which date, every transaction. Then let's say on the 4th day, Suhina said, okay, see, I won another lottery. Put $50,000 more. Now she has $60,000. See, I wish all of you become so rich. The right way. Okay? Study well, become successful. I'm sure your account will have this much money. Okay, I'll pay for it. But now, on a serious note, here, when I'm saying I'm praying for you guys, I'm being serious. I'm not joking. But from a cash register, check register point of view, this is a register, a place where the bank maintains record of each and every transaction for that person. So since I was saying this is Suhina's account, so they will say, okay, Suhina's account. And all the transactions that she does every day, every minute, every hour, every second, that gets recorded here. Which captures how much money you had before the transaction, how much was the transaction, on what date, where, using check or cash or debit card. Okay, not check, not cash, check or debit card. What is the remainder? What is the new balance after the transaction? So that when you go for second transaction, that becomes your new balance against which you can do a transaction. Let's say Suhina had 60,000 and she bought a fancy card and she has only now $10 left. Okay? Till she deposits money again. If she tries to swipe her card at Walmart for $15, Walmart will say no. You have only 10. You cannot withdraw. So debit card is a mechanism for us to withdraw money from our account up to what you have. If you try drawing more, it declines. Okay? Because it's having access to your account and how much money you have, and you can only use that much money.
Sir?
Yep.
So then are credit cards unlimited?
No, so we'll talk about credit card tomorrow. Don't worry about it. So we'll talk about credit card. We'll talk about the limits of the credit card. We'll talk about the credit history that Sadia was pointing to, right? So we'll talk about all the concepts. So far, we looked at the basic concept of banking. We looked at how checking and saving accounts come into play. What are different means of those transactions using check or debit card, and what is called a check register, which essentially maintains a record of what is the latest balance we have in the account and how it can be used, because everything is online nowadays, right? And then beware, let's say I have $10 in my account, let's say, okay, and then I said, okay, Abhiram, I'll give you $500. I wrote a check for him for $500. He doesn't know how much money I have, right? I can write 5 million also. I give it to Abhiram. Abhiram tried depositing the money in his bank. So his bank checks with my bank. Okay, this check has come from Mr. Birendra Kumar for $5 million, which has to be deposited in Abhiram's account. As soon as they check with my bank, they say, no, Birendra Kumar doesn't have 5 million, he has only $10. That is considered a crime. So, anybody writing a check for an amount more than what is there in the balance, and if the check bounces meaning saying no, not enough money, that is considered crime. So even if you have a checkbook where you can write any number that you feel like, never ever think of writing a number which is more than what you have in your account, because that is considered a crime. Yep. So, yep.
Are you allowed to transfer exactly how much you have in your account?
You can do as much as you have. Yeah. Some banks have some limitations saying, okay, you can keep $5 extra and then you can transfer rest. So based on whatever condition you have, you can transfer. But yeah. Yes, Arav.
So, will it be your credit forever, or will it just
Sorry?
credit score?
No, one more time.
So, with the amounts that you go with like your credit card also affects your credit score. So many things if you're like approved to have this money.
I get tempted to answer this question, but I'll still park it for today, because when we talk about credit card and then I try answering it, it will make more sense. Some of you who have not experienced what is credit card or how does it work, if I try answering it, it might make it sound complicated. So that's why I'm just holding my horses for a little bit. We'll talk about it tomorrow when we go to credit card. Yeah? Alright, so Sandin, Sulin, Saurya, Rihan, Arav, Dikshita, Tansi, Vasundhara. Any questions, beta? Whatever I have said so far. No questions? You will say that, sir, you did not teach anything meaningful. Why would we have questions? No. Okay. Alright. So I'll let you guys go. Enjoy the rest of the evening. We'll bother you guys tomorrow. Same time. Yep.
Bye, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Pleasure.
Bye-bye.